warmly welcome Davina again, please.
All right, so what we're going to do is not put in presentation mode because for whatever reason, the presentation doesn't want to move. So we're going to stay out of presentation mode and go like this. Are y'all able to see it if I keep it like this?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it well? All right. Woo! Talking about Bali. Hey, again, hey y'all. So obviously I'm from America because I say y'all. And I'm from the country in America. And so I'm excited to be here. This is my first time visiting Bali. And it is beautiful.
It is. Wow.
Like, I'm going to try not to cry throughout this presentation because that's just how excited I am to be here. And I'm also excited because what many of you do not know is my sister is going to speak later, Rhonda. We buried our grandmother on Saturday. And we buried her in Louisiana. And we had to catch a flight on Sunday so that we can make it here because it's been 2 days. And so, like, today is like that day. It's a reminder of all the great things that she is. It's a reminder of how great we became because of being birthed from her loins. And so I'm excited to talk to you about it is time to give birth. And so Unbridled Dreams Women's Empowerment Conference today is going to be amazing. You want to know why it's amazing? Because it was a divinely orchestrated day for us to all be here. It wasn't by choice. It wasn't by chance for you to show up in this space. And so for every speaker that will speak today, something is going to birth inside of you. It's going to be something that you never thought about, something you never dreamed about. But because you showed up in this space today, we get to become the incubators of each other's dreams. And that's cool to me. And so when I thought about unbridled dreams, it was unbridled. What does that mean? With all restraints removed, uncontrolled. So whatever you thought about today, unbridle it. Remove all limitations. We're going to go in these places of no boundaries, no borders. We are going to remove all restraints, not just off of this space, but off of our minds, so that whatever we may think, it may become. All right?
All right.
So are you ready to give birth to your unbridled visions? Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Because it is so time. It is time. So at some point, this is not going to show right because it's layered. I do a lot of animations. And so because it didn't pop up, I'm going to go with what I know. At some point, you're going to be like, say what? And this is the reason why. In America, there are so many different states. And in the South, it's called the country. So I was born in Louisiana. In Louisiana, that's the home of the saints. And they say something, and when they speak, they have a dialect. And they be like, would it be it? And so that's all inside of me. And then I grew up in Georgia. And in Georgia, in Savannah, they are really geeky, and they don't speak like some of their STRs. You know how you say strawberry and streets? It comes out as strawberry and screet. So that's mixed up in me. And then I'm now living in South Carolina with the Gullah Geechee people, and they're like, ooh, that child. And so because I have so many different dialects, at some point, you're going to say what? And if you get to that moment, just let me know, and I'll fix it, and I'll slow it down for you, okay? And so I'm going to move some of this stuff around. I'm going to ask my sister to come up so she can help me out. Because I want to show y'all some people. On the screen, to the top left, are my parents. Because I think it's really important when you go places, you got to know who's in your space. So at the top, there's a man and a woman. Those are my parents. I'm Davina because of everything that they poured inside of me. And below that are my siblings and my nephew. They help to add a part of me. Because as women, we play different roles. I'm a daughter, but I'm also a sister. I'm also an aunt. At the top, I just want to show you this real quick, because I just look really cute in that wagon. That's me at 10 months old, sitting in the wagon. Nothing more, it's just a cute baby in the wagon. On the other side, I'm being baptized by my grandfather to the right of me. I'm now a youth pastor, and so I have the honor and privilege to work with youth in ministry. And I'm also a keynote speaker. And so down bottom is just me in action and another flyer. I have the honor of writing a book. So I am a best-selling author on Amazon of Embracing Genesis, a guide to move you from vision to reality. And now I'm a high school principal, where I get to impact the lives of children every single day. And out of everything that I am, that's one of the most favorite roles that I play. But it's not about the roles that I play. It's all about my story. So I want to bring you into my life for a moment so you can hear my story. In 2014, I went through divorce. Never thought I'd be a statistic of divorce. It's not something I ever wanted. I come from a two-parent household. Everyone in my family, they're still married. So I was devastated, heartbroken, so much so that I said, I don't want to love again. And I don't want to have any children. I'm just going to focus on my career because I didn't want to feel the pain of a broken relationship again. So I did that. But in 2020, in America, we went through the pandemic just like other countries. And when the pandemic hit, you didn't want to go outside because you didn't want to get sick. So I'm a single girl and I don't have any kids and I can't go outside. I was bored. So I'm having a conversation. I think it is time now for me to be married and I would like to have children. That is what I was thinking. But then I went to my doctors. And on August the 30th, I went to my regular female doctor's appointment for a pap smear. And normally they just tell you the results. If it's good, nobody want to talk to you, right? But they called me and they said, Davina, I need to set up a teleconference. And at that moment, I knew I was getting ready to hear some bad news. So I prepared myself. So I jumped on this teleconference. And as I got on the teleconference, I looked at my doctor's beautiful blue eyes. And the reason I could remember her eyes was because I was trying to escape. Because I did not want to hear what she had to say to me. So I'm looking at these beautiful blue eyes. She said, Davina, I have some good news and I have bad news. I said, well, just give me the bad news, doctor. What do you have? She said the uterus, the normal size is 6 to 7 centimeters. But your uterus is 16 to 17 centimeters. You have fibroids in your uterus, in your uterine wall, and attached to your uterus. And then she went on to say this. And it was so matter of fact that I almost was broken in that moment. She said, if you ever get pregnant, you will miscarry. And I'm soaking it in. And I'm escaping in these beautiful blue eyes. And then she said, but you need to have surgery. And when you have surgery, you're going to run the risk of your uterus being taken. Now, mind you, I've spent 6 years not wanting to have children and not wanting to be in love. And I'm now ready. But right when I'm ready, this doctor is delivering some really bad news. So I look at her and I said, thank you. Because I wanted to cry, but she was a stranger. I wasn't going to cry in front of a stranger. I just said, thank you. I signed out. And I cried and I wept. And I cried and I wept. And then I cried and I wept some more. And then something hit me. What I might not be able to birth from my womb, no one can stop me from birthing in my mind. And it hit that my mind was a place. And in this place, in my mind, it was the spot that I was going to be able to birth every single vision that I've ever imagined, and whatever I wanted to do, it was going to happen. And why was that important? Because on August the 30th, I got bad news, and the next day, August 31st, I got the bad news, and the next day was September the 1st. Y'all want to know what September 1st is for me? It's my birthday. So right in the middle of getting bad news, something birthed inside of me. Wow. And then I began to go after everything that I needed to go after. So in this moment, in this space, as women, we do so many things that sometimes we don't remember to stop and breathe. So I'm going to ask you in this space, I just want you to breathe for a moment. I want you to forget about all the tasks that you have to do. Because today is not about all the tasks we have to do when we leave here. Today is about being present in this moment. And sometimes you just have to inhale belief and exhale all unbelief. You have to inhale unbridled dreams, and you have to exhale all of the limitations. Because today, I'm going to be like a vision midwife. And one thing about women, when they go into labor, someone is telling you to breathe. They say, push, not breathe. Push, not breathe. And in this moment, as we get into this presentation, I'm that person who will say, push, chill out and breathe. Gather yourself again. Now push, bring it back in. I need you to breathe and gather yourself again. And next up, I want to talk about vision conception. When it comes to vision conception, everyone, when you begin to dream, you have to know that your mind is the most fertile place upon this earth. What does that mean? There is a guy, his name is Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said a woman is an incubator of all things. She is the only person that you can give a seed and she will produce life from it. And that's how your dreams work. Your dreams are seeds. But in order for your dreams to produce life, it needs to connect with something. And what it connects to is your beliefs. Your beliefs will fertilize your vision. Without belief, your visions cannot be fertilized. They must happen in order for your visions to be conceived. There's a lady and she said, I'm going to say what I see until what I see becomes what I said. I'm going to say what I see until what I see becomes what I said. And that's how belief works. Belief says, I see a thing, and it hasn't manifested itself yet. But because I see it, I'm going to say everything that I see until it begins to birth in a natural. And so on my vision board back in 2020, in the PowerPoint work, I showed you my vision board. And on my vision board, you guys, it's me as an international speaker. I wrote it. And now I'm at a place where it's becoming what I said. You can go back since it's working out. And so in the places of vision conception, when you get to a place that you believe, you can birth. But when you don't believe, you will run the risk of having a vision abortion, a vision miscarriage, or your visions are going to be stillborn. So let's get into those three. So your visions abortions come with a decision. You have to decide that you don't want your vision to manifest itself. Because if you see it, then there is a reason that you were given your vision. And if you don't make it happen, you made the decision not to make it happen. Okay? That's important. If you abort your visions, it was your fault. Right? Say it was my fault. It was my fault. If you don't birth it, it's your fault. Because it comes with a decision. And sometimes what happens is because we are afraid. Women, we let fear hold us back so much. At one point, I told my mom that I was afraid to fail. And my mom said, no, baby, you're not afraid to fail. You're afraid to succeed. Your fear will hold you back from success. It's important that you go after what you see. And not only will fear hold you back, but the next thing is time. Every day you have 86,400 seconds. 86,400 seconds. That is a lot of time. That's a lot of time for you to give birth and to work on your dreams. It doesn't matter how many roles you play in life, you have time. So we have to stop saying we don't have time. It's an excuse and it will cause you to abort your visions. The next thing that will cause you to abort your vision is resources. Sometimes we say, we don't have enough money. But when you don't have enough money at the beginning, when you save little by little, you can make it happen. So if you have a vision, you're saying, I don't have the money to go after the resources, I need you to save and I need you to believe. Because if you believe that the money will come to you, you will attract what you begin to think. You got the positive thought, it'll just begin to happen. Before you know it, you have somebody say, I just believe in you. And here's a check. I'm only telling you what I know because it happened for me. It was a conference that I wanted to go to, and I couldn't afford to do the conference because the conference was almost $1,000 just to speak, and it was virtual. $1,000 US dollars to speak virtually. And within an hour and a half, I had people who came to me and said, I believe in you, and they sold the money into my hands. I never asked for anything. You want to know why? Because it was a vision that I believed in, and I believed it was divinely orchestrated. So I said, all right, if this is divinely orchestrated, it's up to the atmosphere to make it happen for me. And the money came into my hands because of my beliefs. The other thing that stops us and causes us to abort is self-worth. You can keep clicking. Rejection, procrastination, lack of support. Shoot one more. And not being prepared. You have to prepare for opportunities. How do I know? When Miss Rhonda came to my school to speak to my girls at school, I would have never known that by a conversation she would say, do you want to speak in Bali? It was divinely orchestrated. I was prepared. She said, you're going to have to send me your bio, your headshots, and all kind of other stuff. You know what I said? No problem. Check your email. I was prepared for the opportunity. And so just because it doesn't happen now for you, you are in your season of preparation. Whatever you have seen, begin to prepare so when the moment arrives in your life, you are ready. Just like that. So do not abort your visions anymore. And also do not miscarry them. Because when we get in a place of miscarrying, let me see if this works, I'll take over. Life will cause you to miscarry your visions. Life. I'm too tired. I have too many roles to play. There's not enough time. There's too much to do. If you let life block you, you will never birth your visions. And there is a crossroad between doubt and belief. And I'm not saying to you ladies that we don't doubt. It will not be true. Because sometimes, even today, I was like, oh, I'm going to speak in Bali. What am I going to do? Doubt hit, but as soon as the doubt hit, belief struck. And it said, you can do it. Yeah. You do it in America. Why can't you do it in Bali? You got this. You got this. You got this. I got it. I got it. I got it. Got it. Got it. That's what my grandma used to teach us. I got it. I got it. I got it. Got it. Got it. And I'm here today because I got it. Got it, right? And so you have to get in a place where you believe. Because unhealthy belief will cause you to abort and miscarry your visions. Self-doubt will cause you to miscarry your visions. Your mentality. If we don't expand our mindset, part of the theme for our conference, then we will reject the visions that we have. So we got to get into a place where our mind begins to expand so that we can say what we see until we see what we said. And then there's vision stillbirth. We will still birth our visions for unknown reasons. Sometimes we just don't know why we didn't do it. We just didn't do it. But we have to get into a place where we just do it. And we don't get into a spot anymore that we just don't know why we didn't show up in the space that we were called to show up in. We have to make sure that our visions are well trained and they're well formed. We got to ensure that there's no defects so that when we birth it, they can manifest itself and they can come to life. We got to make sure that our visions have the ability to breathe on their own. Because sometimes we'll birth our visions too soon. Sometimes we believe it's time for our visions to begin to walk, but it's not time to let it go. There was some more preparation that needed to take place, so we got to prepare accordingly. And then sometimes we don't invest in our vision. We want other people to invest in it and to believe, but we don't invest in it ourselves. So we got to ensure that we invest in our visions the way we want other people to do it. And here's my favorite. We expose our visions to the wrong people. Because we think all of our friends should know all of our business. But sometimes our friends can become our worst critics and they can talk us out of doing it. You have this big old vision, Miss Rhonda, You live in America. Go to a conference in Bali. Do you know what one of her friends could say? Girl, in Bali, you know the people? You can't go to Bali. But that was the vision she had. And it wasn't for nobody else to believe in it but her. And it's the same way with you. You do not need a co-signer for your vision. If you got the vision, it is yours to believe in, and it is yours to make it happen. It is your responsibility. And there's 3 questions in life you got to ask. One is the question of identity. Ladies, who are you? And who you are is not, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. Who are you? You have to ask yourself that. The next is a question of purpose. Why were you born? Why were you born? And your third question is a question of destiny. Where are you headed? Who are you? Why were you born? And where are you headed? Because when you know those 3 questions about yourself, you get into places of unbridled dreams. You're in the places where there is no limitations upon your dreams. You have no constrictions, no restrictions, no control. You just let go and let it happen. When you can answer those 3 things about yourself. When you can get to the place where you can answer those three things, what you think, you will become. And what you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you will create. What you think, you become. So if you think highly of yourself, you will become it. What you feel, you attract. So if all you feel is negativity, that's all you're going to attract. And what you imagine, you'll begin to create the spaces for yourself because you imagine it. This is my vision board in my house. Those 4 different frames in the top middle. I blew up the picture so that you can see. In 2020, I told myself to get my passport. So guess what? I already had my passport because I had a vision that one day I would become a global speaker. And I put it upon my vision board. And upon, you can't see it, but it says women empowerment. You're getting it, Joanna, you're getting it. Because I knew that's what I was born to do. It's in my purpose. It was why I was born. It is who I am. It was a part of my destiny. Vision midwife. I had no clue that's just what I felt. And when I began to say what I see, what I saw became what I said. Today, I am living the visions of what I saw because I believed in it. And when you believe in it, your visions will conceive because your vision needs belief in order to conceive. And once you conceive, you birth. And so today, I get to birth what I saw back in 2020, not knowing how it was going to happen. But I just knew that it would take place. And so are you ready to give birth to your unbridled visions? Because today, every speaker that is here, they are here to help us to birth at another level. They are here to help us with our unbridled dreams. They're getting ready to unleash us into a whole nother place, a whole nother space. And I don't know about you guys, but speakers, I am ready for you. Speakers, everything that you have, I have my journal book. I'm getting ready to take my notes. I cannot wait to what you say so you can help me to birth at a whole nother level, because at this moment, your visions are crowning. Will you push? Will this moment, at this time, will you push what you see? Thank you. That's been my time. I'm Davina L. Coleman. If you want to connect, that's my information on the board. Thank you, ladies.